Hello, audience, and welcome back to another Scandalous podcast. Today, we have someone very particular in the hot chair. Please, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Hester, but I don't really quite know why or even how I'm here.
Well, I pulled you from your fictional world because I want to ask you some questions about your very interesting life.
Oh, okay.
Now that we have this totally normal action explained and out the way, are you ready to start with the questions for you?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. The first question is, as a woman, do you think your actions are immoral?
I believe that what I did was probably not all-inclusively moral, but I will say that I feel like I shouldn't have been the sole person ridiculed, especially since the person who committed this with me was a minister, and I also feel like I shouldn't have been continually ridiculed for such a long time.
Oh, that's an interesting and self-improving take of your life situation. Overall, I would say that I agree with this judgment of yours because looking at this from a third person's perspective, I would say that this treatment of your life was definitely not necessary, and I feel that you were just a victim of your time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so we just got this online audience question for you.
What's an online audience?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, here's the question. Looking back at your life, would you say that this is a good story for young adults to read?
I would say that for young adults, this could be a very important story. I think that it stands as an example of things not to do. With hindsight, I feel like I probably should have ended things with my husband before moving on. And I think that this is something that young adults should definitely think about. I also think this is a good story in the sense that it shows that actions have consequences. Objectively, I did the wrong thing, and the outcome was not favorable for me.
Wow. Honestly, that was inspirational. And in all, I think that these were some very important ideas you brought up. I think that many of our people on the air would agree with that. And of the ones who haven't read it would probably go in and seek out this book. Speaking of this book, as the main character, can you explain the actions that took place during your life?
Sure. Starting out, it establishes me as the main character and presents me with a scarlet letter in my chest. It also explains my situation and Pearl, who's my daughter.
Okay.
And then it goes on to play some events that took place. It eventually confronted me with questions of who I cheated with, as the person I am, I did not say. Time goes on, Pearl gets a bit older, and a new person intercedes in the fray, this being the minister.
Right.
We all spend some time together, and eventually I'm standing on this podium of shame. He joins me, gives me Pearl, and a hug. More time passes, and I officially introduce the minister to Pearl as her father.
Oh, okay.
From there, the minister says that he will expose himself as the other adultist, and will do it when the time is right. More time passes, the time becomes right, and he starts to make the declaration. But then he dies.
Oh dear.
After this time in my life, the story becomes more of a story, and I thought I died, but I guess not.
If that seems fuzzy, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Besides the point, that's all cool, you know? Some people don't even have such eventful or lively lives. Anyways, Hester, what do you think is the overall theme or takeaways from your life situation?
I believe my story has many themes, but I think the biggest takeaway would definitely be the idea of appearance versus reality.
Really?
Yeah, overall things in our lives might be more complicated than they appear to us. For example, the minister appears to be this all-loving, church-going individual, but behind the scenes he was also an adultist, just like I was. And with me, on the other hand, I was seen as this bad, cheating wife, but in reality, I would say I'm more of a kind person who has been misinterpreted for way too long.
I see what you're saying. The world is not black and white, and that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Oh, and tying back to what you were talking about earlier, this can be another reason why young adults should read the story, because it presents these fundamental ideas to them.
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
Okay, right then, Hester, what three parts of your life do you think are the most important to you?
I don't really know. If I had to say, there'd be three that would come to the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
The first one being on the breast of her gown appeared the letter A. I think this is important because it establishes the main overreaching idea of my life. It tells the reader that I am an adultist and that I've been publicly scarred by society for my actions.
Oh, okay. I see. It's important because it establishes the fundamentals.
Now, the second important quote would be, many people refuse to interpret the Scarlet A by its original signification. They said that it meant able, so strong was Hester Pride, with a woman's strength. This is an important line because for me it shows how I have some improvement, and this improvement being in the form of personal and social.
Any form of positive growth is very important, especially for someone who has been shunned by society, like yourself.
Yes, anyways, third quote that I can think of that would be important is be true, be true, be true. Show freely to the world. It's not your worst, yet some trait where it be the worst may be interfered. This quote tells us to be ourselves, and if not, tell the worst of ourselves. Tell the end of our true selves, so that we don't have to live lies of lies and deceit.
Hester, that's so deep.
I know, my life tackles some pretty heavy themes.
Anyways, Hester, this has been one of the best interviews I have ever done.
Well, thank you very much.
But now it's time I put you back into your fictional world.
My what?
Nothing! Anyways, audience, I hope you have had a great time listening to our podcast today. I think it was great and has been pretty cool. And pretty expensive with all these licenses we've had to buy. So, I hope y'all have had a good, scandalous day.